Okay, hello everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. I hope you can hear me. Welcome back to your favorite office in France. You're back with me, Stan Larocque. I'm the founder of Lynx, and you're back in our Paris office. I'm still at the same place. I'm just on the other side of the usual background, but don't worry, we're still at the same place. I have many things to tell you tonight, and I'm certainly happy to share the news. So we'll cover the R1. We'll cover a bit of what happened, the controllers. It's now that we can also discuss. So I will read the chat at the same time. Feel free to ask anything. I'll try to answer at the end of the stream. All right. Can you confirm in the chat that you're seeing and hearing me okay? Okay. About the R1 orders. Oh, it's a bug. Is it okay? Okay, thank you guys, thank you. So about the R1 order, so in the description of that video, you'll find the latest Kickstarter update where we talk about the shipping and our ongoing decision regarding the mass production of that device. So you have two forms. There is one to update your address because we have many headsets we can ship, and as of right now we have more and more being ready to be shipped and calibrated. Just behind me you can see those boxes. Those are ready to ship headsets. They will be packaged probably tomorrow or the day after. So if you still want your headset, which I hope you want, you can fill the form with your address, because the last time on the Kickstarter form some people didn't put their phone number, or the address was not well formatted. So please update your address on the link in the description of that video. And if you want a refund commercially now, we can we are happy to refund you, and we understand, and there are many reasons why you want that, and we're committed to all of you. So thanks for the support, but anyway, if you want a refund, you can ask for it. There is another form. You can, if you have a IBAN account number, you should use that. Otherwise, if you have a US account number or something more exotic, there is a comment box, and you can fill in, and we'll manually enter your details in our system. So anyway, we have 400 headsets that started shipping last week, a few of them, and we noticed that some people did not receive the tracking number, like our email system was down, so some of you had the surprise to receive their headset, and more of you should receive it either end of this week or the week after. And we're very happy to ship these units. About the transparent one, we don't have transparent units in this batch, and we don't have a clear picture of when we'll produce them. So when you update your address, if you really want a headset and you order a transparent one, in the comment box say, hey, I order a transparent one. We'll verify that in our system, and we can ship you a normal one, but we'll probably offer you also a rebate on the next generation of products we're working on, or you can ask for a refund. So I'm really sorry, because the transparent one was something special even for me. I see some questions. So we're not working on a carrying case for the R1, and someone is asking, is Linux possible? And I will talk about that a bit later. So about the company status, we are shipping those headsets. We have acquired a lot of experience with Lynx R1, and for a few months now, we've been working on what's after, because remember that the R1 with its special lens and everything around it, was designed now almost 3 years ago for the most parts. And you can bet that we are working on the next thing. And around that, the good news is that the company now is much more stable in a way where we found a partner that is the kind of company that has also experience in what we're building. And I can't talk too much about that. Will be very happy to talk in great details about this kind of partnership when we'll be ready. But I just want to reassure our community that now more than ever we have the resources and we have the bandwidth to work on, again, new and exciting things. So this is I think the inflection point we needed for Lynx as a company to really deliver what we promised. And the R1 in that regard was an example of what we could have been able to do. And it's the platform we're going to continue to use, especially on the software. The software team is still maintaining and working on the R1 because most of the code will also work in future products. And remember, camera access, no account, different story about the operating system, something you're not used with other headset manufacturers, I guess. But yeah, the good news is that I would say we're out of trouble. And I knew some of you asked for refund earlier this year, and we were not able to answer those demands, and I'm sorry about that. But right now we are in a much better position, and the team can focus on really what matters. And what matters now is, okay, how do we keep some edge in some technical areas when it comes to headsets, and how do we keep that, and how do we keep innovating when we are at a time where hardware is converging so much. I mean, when you look at the electronics or the form factor, you know, it's really hard to find different. I mean, you can see from the different vendors that many things are converging, and how do we keep making a difference there? How do we invest in new things? And I'm really happy that the team gets to work on that with now the right resources for the engineers that usually work behind me to express themselves. So that's great. That's the very, very good news. I had, when I published the Kickstarter update, I had a draft. I mean, that update was a draft that I wrote almost two months ago. And there was another draft where it was basically, sorry guys, everything's ended. We are just another, I don't know, those defunct headset companies, and God knows there are many of them. And I really, I had all these people in my head that I heard over time saying, oh, what's your headset for? Is it really part of the future? What are the, why are you trying to build that? And we'll prove all these people wrong. I mean, it's a very bad motivation, but it's a really powerful motivation. So anyway, now we are looking ahead to what's next, and that's very, very cool. Just to let you know also, I won't show them to you tonight because we still have to some IP things that we need to check, but we have a finished product for controllers. It's completely done, it's completely finished, and basically it's ready to be put in production somewhere. And the question is, do we manufacture it ourselves, or do we take it to somewhere in Asia or Europe for mass production? It will depend on the volume. And that controller is compatible with the R1 and with the next products we're working on. And so yeah, congrats to the team and to the people that work on it at Lynx. On the software, so I told you we're still working on the OS. and I think I talk about it in the Kickstarter, but even on the 6DoF stack, we have something working. It's working. It's not 100% optimized, but we have a 6DoF stack that doesn't need to rely on the IMU, and it was initially built for the European Space Agency, but it's a testimony to the fact that if you have camera access, you can really customize the headsets to your specific needs. And that 6DoF algorithm and that 6DoF stack, we're going to open source it. It's based on OrbSlam free for some of you that are nerds like me for these things. We are going to work again with Volvic. I mean the team at Igalia. We are going to synchronize again on the WebXR stack, and again for R1 and the next products as well. So we have a lot going on. I just wanted to touch base with you, make this video, share that it was a lot of effort. The company could have died, I don't know, like 6 months. And I have a long memory for people who wronged me or people who helped me. And I want to thank all the people, friends, people out there, companies, shareholders, anyone who helped in these difficult times. And I will now the team and I will prove you that it was absolutely worth it, and that we're super proud to go to the next level. So you know who you are, and I hope I will thank you soon in person for those of you that I haven't seen yet. But I was really busy. Shuki, also the general manager with me, was really busy around the company, and now we are in a position that we could only dreamed of even 6 months ago. And you'll have details about that next year sometime, promise. So that's the most of the news I wanted to share tonight. I'll just look at your questions. So to be clear, so the forms are online, and on Thursday, so the shipping is ongoing, and we are updating that every day. For the refunds, we are going to synchronize our different database. We have a lot of emails, but also the Google form now. We're going to synchronize all that on Thursday in our system. So you should expect refunds from Thursday to, I don't know, the end of the month maximum, depending on where you are in line. And for the tracking of the packages, we will, I guess by the end of the week, also the email will work again. We're fixing that. I'll look at your question now. So someone is asking, is it still possible to have the unit damaged with shipping and microphone issues be swapped and Yeah, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. I'll get back to you, Pierre-Yves. So he was asking that because the very, very first units we shipped had a default in the microphone, and the faceplate was a bit shiny because the mold was not yet finished, polished, I mean. So someone is asking, this is not a Lynx specific question per se, but do you think eye tracking will become industry standard in XR headsets in near future? That's a good question, and you can bet we are looking at eye tracking. When you think about eye tracking, you need, ideally you want 2 sensors per eye plus a bit more electronics. And the full package of eye tracking, when you count the sensors in your BOM cost, and when you had all that, or you can use Tobii or Genzin or some other companies, but it will cost you more money. Depending on what you do, usually the eye tracking feature just in hardware would cost you between $50 to $100, depending on your quantities and the kind of sensor you use. So it's a very interesting feature, but I'm talking for industry standard, and industry standard today is what is Quest doing or what is Pico doing, and at what price, because they are leading the volume, and so they are leading on the developer side as well, because developer today. And I'm not sure we're ready to see low cost, I mean less than $500 headsets with eye tracking. So I don't think it's going to be an industry standard, even if Apple will keep having it, even if in the next product, and so I don't expect it to be an industry standard, but for premium headsets, sure, that's something you would expect. I mean, anything above $600, I think for the next generation of headsets, you could expect eye tracking. If there are compromises somewhere else, maybe at that price, but yeah. All right. So someone is asking, what is your projected schedule to implement Snapdragon Spaces? The answer to that is that we are still very much invested in working with Qualcomm, and we love them, and they build great stuff. It's just that the Snapdragon Spaces program and timeline is not something aligned today with our product, but I can't spoil any industry stuff, but you should keep an eye out for Snapdragon Spaces and what it will become in the future. Can we still get our shipment bumped up in line if we need it for the XR project? Hard to say. Maybe email me again if you haven't, about exactly what you're building, but we'll always take a look. Possible for face tracking add-ons. So about the add-ons for R1 and after, in our products we know that modularity is important, and the hardware team is finishing a product that you can 3D print at home that will allow you to attach cameras in various orientation around your headset or any kind of other sensors. You will have the 3D model of that, and you'll be able to 3D print at home. And you can use it for adding a face tracking module or a thermal camera or any other things you want to add. What do you think of headset with a puck design? I think it's interesting because it's a huge compromise, but it brings a lot of it really brings a lot of benefits, especially around ergonomics and form factor. But it's a huge compromise on movement and immersion, because you still have to think about the cable, and it's not something I like, but it's something I understand. It makes sense in a lot of use cases. I think this is why Apple went with the cable in the first place, because they did not want to have something at the back of your head. So because I think they wanted people to have the ability to lie down and watch a movie, and for those very low movements and very rich experiences, that makes sense. But if you have movements, and depending in the environment you're in, especially in the industry and that kind of setup, it wouldn't be the right approach. But so yeah, it's a huge compromise. So someone Okay. I think so. Someone is asking when we should expect orders with more than 1,000 ish to be delivered. It's totally depending on the forms that are filled right now. So just to give you a perspective on that, I think people at the very end of the line can have their headset very soon, because between the refunds and people that really want their headset, it's not the same. It's not the same. The timeline is shrinking because the people who want a refund, it's a spot that you win if you're at the end of the line. Okay. So I think that's good for tonight. I will probably give another update before the end of October, and probably by that time I'll show you the controllers, and we'll have some interesting software updates also to share. So keep an eye open for your inbox, either if you choose refund or delivery for your order. If you're working in a company, or if you have an XR project that still wants a Lynx R1 for many reasons, the product is still amazing for mixed reality with hand tracking, first approach, and peripheral vision, and the resolution might be a bit low by today's standards, but it still holds up in many industry use cases. If you think there is a project somewhere that needs high quantities of Lynx R1, I'm talking about at least 100 R1 units, you should get in touch with us, because we'll very soon take the decision about the mass production of the R1 and how many more we are building before we switch to the R2. So the more orders we see in the pipeline, the easier it is for us to make a decision towards continuing to have the line for the R1 running. So yeah, just a shoot out for that. The tracking emails will come from a Lynx address. All right. Someone is asking if we are taking internships. It's a very good question. Our last intern was a backer, and you might have read some of his work on our Discord. I mean, on the unofficial Discord. He did an amazing job on many topics. So we definitely take interns in software and hardware. Now is the right time if you want to try to join us. We are absolutely taking young people in to train them on what we do, either in hardware or software. And it's still for a position in Paris. So it's not for everyone everywhere, but feel free to apply. The last question for tonight, someone is backer 255, and he filled the form, and I can guarantee you that you will have your headset, because you're very next in line, and it's surprising that you haven't received it before. So you should have it this week or the next one. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And if you have any question in the meantime, I'll watch again on the Discord, and few of our team members are also watching the Discord almost every day if they're not already talking with you. So yeah, we'll keep an eye open for your question and your feedback. And thank you so much again for the support of Lynx. It's more than ever worth it to work and do what we do. They are I said the hardware is converging, but also because companies that are working on headsets are converging. We are seeing that there are less and less companies making headsets on their own. A few new companies are trying. Shout out to Big Screen. What they do is crazy, and I know what they're going through, and congrats. There is also Somnium. They built a very good PC VR headset that you might want to try, built in Europe, which is cool. But regardless, they are just when especially on the standalone headset market, the other companies are just social media companies like ByteDance and Meta, which is crazy for the future of our industry. And now there is Apple, of course, which is an amazing news to have them in this market officially. But otherwise, it's getting a bit grim. So it's important that we keep doing what we do here. It's absolutely worth it, and I'll share more news hopefully by the end of October, and I'll keep you updated. And I'll share some stuff on Twitter as well. So keep in touch, and thank you very much. Have a good day or a good evening or a good Apple event right after. I don't know. But yeah, thank you. Bye bye.